Olivia Richards parked her car in the driveway, the weight of the workday still heavy on her shoulders. She glanced at the familiar sight of their suburban home, longing for the warmth of her husband Liam and their children. Stepping out, she pressed the button to open the garage door, the hum of machinery unsettlingly loud in the quiet evening. Inside, as she drove in, she noticed Liam's truck was absent. Perplexed, Olivia wondered if Liam had taken the children out for dinner, a rare treat on a weekday. Yet the house felt unusually still, devoid of the usual chatter and laughter that greeted her return. A knot of apprehension tightened in her chest as she shut off the engine and got out of the car. Entering the house, Olivia called out softly, "Liam? Kids?" Her voice echoed hollowly in the hallway. The absence of their usual noise, video games blaring, the pitter-patter of tiny feet, unsettled her. She flicked on the lights, but the house remained eerily quiet, almost as if holding its breath. In the kitchen, Olivia noticed a folded piece of paper on the counter, beside a half-empty coffee mug. Her heart sank as she recognized Liam's neat handwriting. With trembling hands, she picked it up and unfolded it, her eyes scanning the words that would change everything. "Olivia, by now you've realized that I'm gone. I know about your affair with Oliver Freeman. I've known for months. The lies and the deceit have torn our family apart. I can't continue to live like this. I'm taking the children with me to Australia. I'm filing for divorce and custody. Don't try to contact us. I'll arrange for the divorce papers to be sent to you. Goodbye, Olivia. Liam." The words blurred before Olivia's eyes as tears welled up. She sank into a chair, the weight of Liam's betrayal and her own actions crashing down on her. Her mind raced with disbelief and regret, the enormity of losing her family overwhelming her. "Liam, why?" she whispered, her voice cracking. The silence in response was deafening, punctuated only by the distant ticking of the clock. "Mommy, where's Daddy?" A small voice interrupted her thoughts. Olivia looked up to see her youngest child, Emily, standing at the kitchen doorway, her face a mix of confusion and concern. Swallowing hard, Olivia forced a smile she didn't feel. "Oh, sweetheart, Daddy had to go on a trip with your brothers," she replied, her voice trembling. The lie tasted bitter on her tongue, but she couldn't bear to tell Emily the truth just yet. "Why didn't he say goodbye?" Emily asked innocently, her eyes searching Olivia's face for answers. He had to leave quickly, honey. But don't worry, Daddy loves you very much," Olivia said, her voice breaking. Emily nodded slowly, unconvinced. "I miss him," she murmured, her lower lip quivering. Olivia pulled her daughter into a tight embrace, burying her face in Emily's hair as tears streamed down her cheeks. "I miss him too, sweetheart," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. As Olivia held Emily close, the weight of Liam's absence and the guilt of her betrayal hung heavy in the air, casting a shadow over their once happy home. The journey to understanding and healing had only just begun, leaving Olivia to confront the harsh reality of her choices and their profound consequences. Olivia Richards sat alone at the kitchen table, the silence of the house echoing around her. Liam's note lay before her, its words a stark reminder of her betrayal and the unraveling of her family. She traced the lines with trembling fingers, unable to comprehend the enormity of what had transpired. Hours passed like minutes as Olivia replayed memories in her mind, the moments with Liam, the laughter of their children, and the growing distance she had felt but ignored. The truth of Liam's accusations gnawed at her conscience, a painful testament to her own selfishness. The sound of her phone vibrating on the table startled Olivia. With a shaky breath, she answered, not recognizing the number. "Hello? Olivia?" "It's Oliver," came the voice on the other end, strained with concern. Olivia's heart skipped a beat. "Oh, Oliver," her voice cracked, tears threatening to spill over once more. "I can't believe Liam did this," Oliver said, his tone a mix of anger and disbelief. "How could he just take off like that?" "He found out about us," Olivia whispered, her voice barely audible. "He knows, Oliver." There was a moment of stunned silence on the line before Oliver responded, his voice softer now. "Olivia, I'm so sorry. I never wanted any of this to happen." Tears streamed down Olivia's face as she clutched the phone tighter. "I never thought it would come to this," she admitted, her words choked with remorse. "I know," Oliver murmured. "But we can't change what's happened. What matters now is figuring out what to do next. Olivia nodded, even though Oliver couldn't see her. What do I do, Oliver? Liam's taken the children. He's filing for divorce. I don't know how to fix this. We'll figure it out together, Oliver replied firmly. I'll be here for you, Olivia. We'll get through this. Their conversation continued late into the night as Olivia poured out her heart to Oliver, confessing her fears and regrets. Through Oliver's unwavering support, Olivia found a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of her despair. The following morning, Olivia awoke with swollen eyes and a heavy heart. Liam's absence was palpable, the reality of their shattered family weighing down on her. She glanced at the note once more, its words burning into her memory. Mommy? Emily's voice interrupted Olivia's thoughts, pulling her back to the present. She turned to see Emily standing in the doorway, her eyes red-rimmed from crying. Olivia rushed to her daughter's side, kneeling down to embrace her. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry, she whispered, tears welling up again. Where's Daddy? Emily asked, her voice trembling. Olivia hesitated, searching for the right words. Daddy had to go away for a while, sweetheart, she said softly. Emily's lower lip quivered, tears streaming down her cheeks. Why did he leave? She sobbed. Olivia held Emily close, her own heart breaking at the pain she had caused. It's complicated, Emily, but Daddy loves you very much, okay? She murmured, trying to reassure her daughter despite the turmoil inside. As Olivia comforted Emily, she knew that rebuilding their shattered lives would take time and forgiveness, especially from Liam, whose trust she had betrayed. The revelation of her affair had irreversibly changed everything, leaving Olivia to confront the consequences of her actions and the uncertain path ahead. Olivia Richards struggled to find her footing in the days that followed Liam's abrupt departure. The house felt emptier than ever, echoing with the absence of Liam's presence and the laughter of their children. Each moment was a painful reminder of the shattered life she now faced. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Oliver Freeman arrived at Olivia's doorstep. His knock startled her out of a daze, and she hesitated before opening the door. Olivia, Oliver began, his voice gentle yet filled with concern as he took in her worn appearance. Oliver, Olivia managed to say, her voice thick with emotion. She stepped aside, silently inviting him in. They sat in the living room, the air heavy with unspoken words. Olivia clasped her hands together tightly in her lap, avoiding Oliver's gaze. She didn't know where to begin, how to articulate the turmoil raging inside her. I can't believe Liam took the kids. Oliver finally broke the silence, his voice laced with frustration. Does he really think this is the best way to handle things? Olivia shook her head slowly, tears welling up again. He's hurt, Oliver. I've hurt him. All of them. She couldn't bring herself to look at Oliver, overwhelmed by shame and guilt. I know, Oliver replied softly, reaching out to gently touch Olivia's hand, but we can't change the past. What matters now is how we move forward. Olivia sighed, feeling a mix of relief and anguish at Oliver's presence. What do I do now, Oliver? Liam's filing for divorce. He's taking the kids away, to Australia. Oliver's expression softened with empathy. We'll figure it out, Olivia. Together, he said firmly, his voice filled with resolve. Their conversation continued late into the night, as Oliver listened to Olivia pour out her heartache and regrets. She confessed her fears of losing her family forever, of never being able to make things right. Through it all, Oliver remained steadfast, offering reassurance and comfort in the face of uncertainty. In the days that followed, Oliver became Olivia's anchor amidst the storm. He accompanied her to lawyer consultations, offering his unwavering support as she navigated the legal complexities of Liam's divorce proceedings. Together they began to piece together a plan, a way forward in the aftermath of Olivia's betrayal. Yet, amidst the chaos of lawyers and paperwork, Olivia found solace in stolen moments with Oliver. Their bond deepened as they leaned on each other for strength, grappling with the consequences of their actions and the uncertain future ahead. As Olivia confronted the truth of her infidelity and its devastating impact on her family, she began to understand the depth of Liam's pain and betrayal. The journey to reconciliation seemed daunting, fraught with obstacles and heartache. But with Oliver by her side, Olivia found a glimmer of hope, a belief that maybe, just maybe, they could find a way to heal and rebuild what had been lost. Days turned into weeks as Olivia Richards grappled with the fallout of Liam's departure and the impending divorce proceedings. Every moment was a reminder of the life she had irreparably damaged with her affair. The house felt emptier than ever, the absence of Liam and their children palpable in every corner. One afternoon, Olivia received a formal envelope in the mail. With trembling hands, she opened it to find legal documents, a petition for divorce and custody filed by Liam. Tears streamed down her face as she read through Liam's words, his accusations of adultery and neglect cutting deep into her already shattered heart. Feeling numb, Olivia dialed Oliver's number, needing to hear a familiar voice amidst the chaos. "Oliver," she choked out when he answered, her voice thick with emotion. "Olivia, what is it?" Oliver's concern was evident, his voice gentle yet filled with worry. It's from Liam," Olivia managed to say, her words catching in her throat. "He's filed for divorce. He's taking the kids to Australia." There was a pause on the other end of the line, as Oliver processed the devastating news. "I'm so sorry, Olivia," he finally said, his voice filled with empathy. "But we knew this was coming. Liam's hurt, and he's trying to protect the children." "I know," Olivia whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. "But I can't lose them, Oliver. I can't lose my family." Oliver sighed, the weight of their situation heavy on his shoulders. "We'll fight for them, Olivia. We'll do everything we can," he assured her, his voice steady with determination. In the days that followed, Olivia immersed herself in preparations for the legal battle ahead. She met with lawyers, reviewed financial documents, and gathered evidence to defend herself against Liam's accusations. Each step was a painful reminder of her mistakes, yet Olivia was determined to fight for a chance to make things right. One evening, as Olivia sat alone in their bedroom, she found herself drawn to a photo album tucked away on the bedside table. With trembling hands, she flipped through the pages, memories of happier times with Liam and their children flooding back. Her heart ached with regret, the weight of her betrayal heavier than ever. A knock on the door startled Olivia out of her reverie. She wiped away tears hastily before answering. "Olivia," came a voice she hadn't heard in weeks, Liam's voice, strained and distant. Olivia's breath caught in her throat as she faced Liam standing in the doorway. He looked worn and weary, his eyes betraying the pain he tried to conceal. "Liam," she whispered, her voice barely above a whisper. "We need to talk," Liam said quietly, his gaze searching Olivia's face for answers. Olivia nodded, her heart racing with a mix of fear and hope. "Come in," she said softly, stepping aside to let him enter. They sat on opposite sides of the room, the tension thick between them. Liam cleared his throat, his hands fidgeting nervously in his lap. "I filed for divorce," he began, his voice steady yet tinged with sadness. "I know," Olivia replied softly, her gaze fixed on her hands clasped tightly in her lap. "I'm taking the children with me to Australia," Liam continued, his words heavy with finality. "I can't trust you to put them first anymore, Olivia." Olivia's heart shattered anew at his words, the reality of losing her family hitting her with crushing force. I'm sorry, Liam," she whispered, tears welling up again. "I never meant for any of this to happen." Liam looked at her, his eyes filled with a mix of anger and sorrow. "You chose him over us, Olivia," he said quietly. "I don't know if I can ever forgive you for that." "I know I've hurt you," Olivia said, her voice trembling with emotion. "But please, don't take them away from me. I love them, Liam. I love our family." Liam's expression softened slightly, but his resolve remained firm. "I need time, Olivia," he said finally, his voice barely above a whisper. "I need time to figure things out." As Liam left, Olivia watched him go with a sinking feeling in her chest. The ultimatum he had delivered hung in the air, leaving Olivia to confront the harsh reality of her choices and the uncertain future that lay ahead. The days passed in a blur for Olivia Richards after Liam's visit and his ultimatum. She struggled to come to terms with the impending divorce and the separation from her children. Every corner of the house held memories of happier times, birthday parties, family dinners, and lazy Sunday mornings that now felt like distant dreams. Olivia found solace in Oliver Freeman's unwavering support. He stood by her side as she navigated the legal complexities of the divorce proceedings, offering both practical advice and emotional comfort. Together, they worked tirelessly to gather evidence and prepare Olivia's defense against Liam's accusations. One evening, as they sat in Olivia's living room surrounded by legal documents, Oliver reached out to gently touch her hand. "You're doing everything you can, Olivia," he said softly, his eyes reflecting concern and admiration. Olivia sighed, feeling the weight of their situation pressing down on her. "I just want my children back," she whispered, tears welling up in her eyes. "We'll get through this," Oliver assured her, his voice filled with determination. "You're a good mother, Olivia. Liam knows that too." "I hope so," Olivia replied quietly, her thoughts consumed by the uncertainty of Liam's intentions. As the weeks went by, Olivia's emotions swung between hope and despair. She clung to the moments spent with Oliver, finding comfort in his presence amidst the turmoil. Their bond deepened as they leaned on each other for strength, sharing both their fears and their dreams for the future. One afternoon, Olivia received a letter from Liam's lawyer requesting a meeting to discuss custody arrangements. With a heavy heart, she agreed to meet, hoping for a chance to plead her case and beg Liam to reconsider taking their children away. The meeting took place in a neutral location, a lawyer's office downtown. Olivia arrived early, her hands trembling as she waited nervously for Liam and his lawyer to arrive. When they finally entered the room, Olivia's heart skipped a beat at the sight of Liam's solemn expression. "Olivia," Liam began, his voice guarded yet tinged with sadness. "I don't want to keep the children away from you. But I can't trust you anymore." Olivia felt a lump form in her throat, the weight of Liam's words threatening to crush her. "Please, Liam," she pleaded, her voice cracking with emotion. "I know I've made mistakes, but I love our children more than anything." Liam sighed, his eyes softening slightly. "I know you do," he admitted quietly. "But I need to be sure that this won't happen again, that you won't put someone else before our family." "I promise, Liam," Olivia vowed, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I'll do whatever it takes to prove myself to you, to earn back your trust." Liam hesitated, his gaze searching Olivia's face for sincerity. "I want what's best for the children," he said finally, his voice wavering slightly. "I'll consider joint custody, under certain conditions." Olivia's heart soared with a flicker of hope. "Thank you, Liam," she breathed, relief washing over her. "I won't let you down, I swear." They spent the next hour discussing logistics and visitation schedules, negotiating terms that would allow Olivia to remain a part of her children's lives. As the meeting drew to a close, Olivia felt a sense of cautious optimism, a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, this was the beginning of a new chapter for their fractured family. Later that evening, Olivia returned home with a renewed sense of purpose. She called Oliver immediately, her voice trembling with excitement as she shared the news. "Oliver, he's considering joint custody," Olivia said, her words rushed with relief. "I might get to see them again." Oliver's relief was palpable over the phone. "I'm so happy for you, Olivia," he said sincerely. "You deserve this chance." Together, Olivia and Oliver began to envision a future where their love could coexist with Olivia's commitment to her children. As they held on to the promise of reconciliation and renewal, Olivia dared to hope that maybe, just maybe, this new beginning would lead them all to healing and forgiveness. In the aftermath of the custody negotiations, Olivia Richards found herself grappling with a tumultuous mix of emotions, relief, guilt, and a profound sense of determination to rebuild what she had lost. The prospect of joint custody with Liam brought a glimmer of hope, but it also underscored the depth of her mistakes and the long road ahead to redemption. Olivia spent hours reflecting on her actions, confronting the harsh truths she had long avoided. She pored over old photographs and mementos, each one a poignant reminder of the family she had jeopardized with her affair. The house felt emptier than ever, yet Olivia was determined to transform it into a sanctuary where healing could begin. One afternoon, as Olivia sorted through her children's belongings, memories of their laughter and innocence flooded her mind. She stumbled upon an old drawing, a gift from Jason on Father's Day, with a shaky inscription declaring Liam as the best dad ever. Tears welled up in Olivia's eyes as she realized the depth of her children's love and the pain she had caused them. Oliver Freeman's steadfast presence became Olivia's anchor during these moments of introspection. He stood by her side, offering both unwavering support and gentle encouragement as she confronted her past mistakes. Their bond deepened as they navigated the complexities of co-parenting and Olivia's ongoing efforts to regain Liam's trust. One evening, over a quiet dinner at Olivia's kitchen table, Oliver broached the subject that weighed heavily on both their minds. Olivia, he began softly, his gaze steady yet filled with concern. Do you think Liam will ever forgive you? Olivia sighed, her shoulders slumping with the weight of uncertainty. I don't know, Oliver, she admitted, her voice tinged with sadness. I've heard him so much. I've heard all of them. Oliver reached across the table to gently squeeze Olivia's hand. You're doing everything you can to make things right, he reassured her, his voice filled with conviction. That's all anyone can ask for. I just wish I could go back and change everything, Olivia whispered, tears welling up again. I wish I had appreciated what I had before it was too late. Oliver's expression softened with empathy. We can't change the past, Olivia, he said gently, but we can learn from it, and we can make sure that we never take the people we love for granted again. Their conversation lingered into the night as Olivia poured out her regrets and fears to Oliver. She spoke of her determination to rebuild her relationship with Liam and to be the mother her children deserved. Through it all, Oliver listened with unwavering support, offering words of wisdom and encouragement that echoed in Olivia's heart. In the days that followed, Olivia threw herself into the process of healing and redemption. She attended counseling sessions to confront her insecurities and fears, seeking guidance on how to mend the fractured bonds with her family. With Oliver by her side, she began to rebuild trust and communication with Liam, taking tentative steps towards reconciliation. One evening, as Olivia sat on the porch watching the sunset, Liam's car pulled into the driveway. Her heart raced with anticipation and apprehension as he approached her, his expression unreadable. Olivia, Liam began quietly, his voice tinged with emotion. I've been thinking a lot about us. Olivia held her breath, her eyes locked on Liam's face, searching for any sign of forgiveness or hope. I don't know if I can ever fully trust you again, Liam admitted, his words heavy with sorrow. But I want to try, for the sake of our children. Tears welled up in Olivia's eyes as relief washed over her. I understand, she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. I'll do whatever it takes, Liam. I'll earn back your trust, I promise. Liam nodded slowly, his gaze softening as he reached out to gently touch Olivia's cheek. I want to believe in us again, he said quietly, his voice trembling slightly, for their sake. Olivia nodded fervently, her heart overflowing with gratitude and determination. I won't let you down, she vowed, her voice steady with resolve. As Liam and Olivia stood together under the fading light of the sunset, a sense of hope blossomed within them, a hope for redemption, forgiveness, and the possibility of rebuilding their fractured family. With Oliver's unwavering support and their shared commitment to healing, Olivia dared to believe that they could forge a new path forward, one built on honesty, forgiveness, and the profound love that had once bound them together. With Liam's tentative agreement to explore reconciliation for the sake of their children, Olivia Richards felt a glimmer of hope amidst the lingering uncertainty. She and Liam embarked on a delicate journey of rebuilding trust and communication, navigating the aftermath of betrayal and the challenges of co-parenting from a distance. Olivia threw herself into the process with unwavering determination. She attended counseling sessions to address her insecurities and understand the root causes of her affair. Liam, too, sought solace in therapy, grappling with his own emotions of hurt, anger, and a reluctant desire to forgive. One evening, as Olivia sat across from Liam in their once shared home, the air was thick with unspoken words and the weight of their fractured past. Liam cleared his throat, his gaze fixed on Olivia's face with a mix of pain and longing. I never thought we would be here, Liam began quietly, his voice tinged with sorrow. I thought we had it all figured out. Olivia swallowed hard, her heart aching with regret. I'm so sorry, Liam, she whispered, tears welling up in her eyes. I never meant to hurt you or the children. Liam nodded slowly, his expression softening slightly. I know, he admitted, his voice thick with emotion. But it doesn't change what happened. I know, Olivia repeated softly, reaching out to gently touch Liam's hand. I hate myself for what I've done. I hate that I hurt you. Silence hung heavy between them for a moment, the weight of their words lingering in the air. Liam took a deep breath, his eyes searching Olivia's face for sincerity. I want to believe that we can move forward, Liam said finally, his voice wavering slightly, but I need time to trust you again. Olivia nodded, her own heart aching with the weight of Liam's pain. "I understand," she whispered, her voice filled with determination. "I'll do whatever it takes, Liam. I'll prove to you that I've changed." They spent the evening talking about their hopes, their fears, and their shared memories of happier times. They laughed softly at old inside jokes and reminisced about their children's milestones. In those fleeting moments, Olivia dared to believe that maybe, just maybe, they could find their way back to each other. In the weeks that followed, Olivia and Liam took tentative steps towards reconciliation. They communicated openly and honestly, addressing their fears and insecurities with newfound vulnerability. Olivia made a conscious effort to prioritize their family, attending school events and spending quality time with their children. One weekend, Liam invited Olivia to join him and the children for a day at the beach, a tradition they had once cherished as a family. Olivia hesitated, her heart racing with both anticipation and trepidation. "Are you sure?" Olivia asked quietly, her gaze searching Liam's face for reassurance. Liam nodded, a faint smile tugging at the corners of his lips. "I want us to try, Olivia," he said earnestly, his eyes filled with hope. "For them." Olivia nodded in agreement, her heart swelling with gratitude and determination. "I want that too," she whispered, a sense of peace settling over her. As they walked along the shore hand in hand, Olivia felt a renewed sense of hope and gratitude for the second chance they were building together. The children laughed and played in the sand, their joy infectious as they reveled in the simple pleasures of the day. Later that evening, as they watched the sunset paint the sky in hues of gold and pink, Olivia leaned her head against Liam's shoulder. "Thank you for giving us another chance," she murmured, her voice filled with emotion. Liam squeezed her hand gently, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "We have a long way to go," he admitted quietly. "But I believe in us, Olivia. I believe we can find our way back." Olivia smiled softly, tears of gratitude shimmering in her eyes. "I believe it too," she whispered, her heart overflowing with hope for their future. As they stood together beneath the fading light of the sunset, Olivia and Liam embraced the promise of reconciliation and the opportunity to move forward as a family. With Oliver's unwavering support and their shared commitment to healing, Olivia dared to believe that their love could withstand the trials of the past, and that together they could forge a new path forward filled with forgiveness, redemption, and the profound joy of rediscovering their bond.